Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight for my new series reveal. I'm pretty excited to talk about this. I've been working on this for, let's see. I came up with the idea 2.5, almost 3 years ago. I started writing in, let's see, January, February, March, April, May. I think April or May of last year. And now I get to announce that all 5 books are done, are completed, are ready to go, and they are on pre-order now, right? And so the series page is already linked on Amazon, and then Audible is still linking up. I was hoping everything would be good by now, but we'll see. They're having some cover issues, but that's fine. You can still get them there. Everything's on pre-order, so let's be here and chat. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who is here, and obviously for the people that are here right now, and then anyone who is watching this later, thank you so much for coming and taking your time. This is super cool, and I love doing it. So Happy New Year to everyone who I haven't seen or talked to yet. I think this is my first stream of the year. I'm very happy, very excited. And so hi to Robert, to Ryan, to Jordan, Justin, Ethan, Paul, and Megan, who are the first people here. For anyone who's wondering, please go ahead and just throw some questions in there if you have any questions. Here to talk about pretty much anything, but also this brand new series, which, like, again, all 5 books ready to go, and yeah, going up on pre-order. So yeah, let's should we just jump right into it, or should we talk about other things first? All right, jump right in. All right, so let's talk about book 1, which is right here, Red X Wolf, or just Red Wolf. Okay, wait, good. All right, cool. So the first book in this series is Red Wolf, right? And so you may see a cool theme here happening. You may see like some elements that you may have some nostalgia about, because you should. This is what I believe to be the first lit RPG romantasy, but it's like lit RPG fairy tales is more how I would say it. But just to get the genres correct and get it out in the world. So this is essentially fairy tales that I have expanded out to full-blown stories in lit RPG style, because when I was a kid, I loved this stuff. It was always super exciting to me. I loved wondering how things happen. And in these, I get to spell it out and tell you all how these are happening. So this is really cool. And yeah, so the series name is Damsels of Distress, right? And so for your knowledge, this is not fainting flowers. No, this is lovely ladies who are going out there and causing serious distress on a large scale. And so that's a pretty fun thing. So they're solving problems and creating them all in one. So exciting stuff. So really cool thing is that I can talk about this series. Each character, each book. Let's talk about kind of the books first. Someone once told me that I'm really fantastic. Oh, so they meant this in a really negative way, but I took it as a challenge. So they said I'm really fantastic at writing the first book in a series, but then they don't want to read anything else. And I said, you know what? I have an idea. Thank you so much. And they didn't like that, but I liked it a lot. I walked away and I said, I'm going to make a series of standalone books. So that's what this is. So the cool thing is, once these books are out, it doesn't matter what order you read them in, all of it will make sense, right? So really cool, really fun for me. You're able to go out there and just pick up any of these books and pick it up and go. And it's really fun for me because each one of these books is based off of one of my family members, right? And so just kind of like I said, hey, I'm going to take this, the story, the original kind of like story, like the Brothers Grimm sort of style of things that's going on. And I'm going to say, when I'm creating this character, who am I basing it on? So each one of these is based off of one of my sisters or one of my cousins. And I have a good reason for that, and I'll get to it in a minute. But this first one, Red X Wolf, is based off of my sister, Chandra. She is the shortest member of my family, and that is reflected in the story. So we have a really cool ranger on the island of Canumach. And Canumach is Gaelic for, or according to Google Translate at least, is Gaelic for Oh my gosh, wow, I just completely lost that. Singing Swine. So it's the island of Singing Swine. And there are 3 city-states on the island of the Singing Swine. And during one of her excursions as a scout for the city-state of the wild, Lily Red, also known as Little Red because she is so short, goes out and finds that there is an invasion coming from Wolf from Wolf Warband. And so she runs back, and all heck breaks loose because that's the fun part, right? So you're gonna have to read on and find out about this. But it's a super fun story. It was so much fun to write, and it's based off my sister Chandra because it is about someone who is small in stature but massive in personality and always finds a way to get the job done no matter what. So that's one of those really cool things. So yeah, so I'm gonna just kind of talk about that. We'll chat for a little bit about each book. But I want to answer some questions as well. So let's see. All right. John says, I'm excited. Been wondering lately when your next books would come out. So that's one of the really cool things about this is all of these ones are done. So now that they are up and on pre-order and kind of out of the way, the next thing that I'm going to be doing, so I'm going to be taking a lot of time this year to do the next 3 books in the Completionist Chronicles. I'm also going to be working on another series I have going on in the background, and but I'm gonna my goal is to have the next 3 of the Completionist Chronicles out this year. I'm gonna try and intersperse them in with the releases of this. Oh, yes. So with the releases of Damsels of Distress. So the first book is coming out March 18th, which is my lovely wife's birthday, and I'm so sorry to my sweet lovely wife Danielle that she's gonna have to work on her birthday. But it's kind of a birthday present to me because my birthday's the next day, so you know. Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's gonna be totally worth it, I think, because I can't wait to see on my birthday, wake up and see the reviews and how much everyone loves it. So it's gonna be super fun. Steven says, were these what you were writing live in the Discord? Yes, it was. So I do write all of my books live. So in case anyone ever wants to come in and see the writing process, see how I'm doing things, you can come into my Discord. It's just, if you go to Google, you can type in Mountain Dale Press, or I can throw in a link, or if anyone here is watching and wants to throw in a link, we'll just do an invite. Actually, I'll just grab it. Why not? Welcome here. I'll copy that, toss it in comments. Thank you. That did not work. Post a comment. There we go. Boom. All right. So that's a link to the Discord. So if you ever want to see that, I usually am writing from Monday till Thursday, from about 9 a.m. till about 3 p.m. Central Time, and then I swap over to do administrative time, stuff like that. And yeah, so if you ever want to see me doing the writing process, that's where I'm doing it. I usually, when I'm actively writing, I'm writing about 6,000 to 8,000 words a day. So you can be in there and you can see it all happen. You can see my interactions with the people that are there. You can be a part of writing the book. It's pretty fun. So that's a cool thing. Let's see other questions. Ryan said, "Oh my gosh, he said my name." Yes, you're great. Some grim themes. So there are some grim themes. It's a little, it's not like super dark because I want this to be a really fun series as well. There are definitely puns. It is not as comedy heavy. It's a little closer to just like more traditional fantasy, in that it's not like 100% pun based. I would say only like 70%. So it's going to be a ton of fun. It's fun to read. And I am ordering my first advanced copies right now. And the first thing I'm going to do is my daughter just became old enough to start reading, to have me start reading chapter books. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to switch over. I'm going to start reading these to her. And that's my big endorsement for the age range that it can go to is anyone, because it is safe to read. It's good. It's clean. It's fun. It's good, clean, fun. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Spell it out like magic, Tom says. Yeah. Wow. Oh man, so many comments, guys. Thank you so much for just, I love seeing you all again, man. This is super fun. Let's see. Was your sister named Chandra? No, it was not. Let's see. This series is all me. This series is all me, guys. So it's going to be like just Dakota Kraut. So I got all these 5. And like I said, right up next is Completionist Chronicles, and then another series coming, either next year, probably next. I want to say probably next year as well. But I'm trying to get through the rest of Completion's Chronicles. I only have about 6 more books total in that series. So one of those cool things, like I don't want to rush it at all, but I also really want to get back to it. So fun stuff there. Megan says, when is the release date? Release date of the first book is March 18th. So going to be super fun. And let's see. Is it connected to any other universe? No, it is not connected to any other universe officially. Now, there's going to be some fun things. So you're going to go in there and especially, so depending on which book you're reading, you're going to definitely get hints of things that are happening in other books that I am writing. And you'll be able to get hints with the next series after this that I'm going to be writing, not Completionist Chronicles, but the next new series. I've been writing and playing that. I already have the first book done and narrated, but I'm not going to put it out for a while. You're going to start seeing hints of what's going to be coming in the future too. So this is going to be a great book for finding cool Easter eggs and really great rereadability. Let's see. Oh, Ellen says a week before my birthday, but I'll be reading it by then. All right, man. Let's see. Cool. Long time no see. I missed you guys too. It's been really good. Who's the narrator? All right. Yeah. So that's a really cool thing. So I'm going to pull it open just to make sure that I don't say the name wrong. It's Emily Wu Zeller, I want to say. But I want to make sure that I am saying the name correctly, because no one likes to have it. No one likes to have their names stated wrongly. Yeah. I have my keyboard here. It's great. Oh my gosh, there are so many wolf things. By the way, this is what it sounds like when I'm writing as well. Is you're gonna get a lot of me chatting to myself and making noises and fun things like that. But I believe it's Emily Wu Zeller, and I want to guarantee that for you. But it's fighting me so hard on being able to find this. I'm sure my wife just texted me. Yep, she did. Emily Wu Zeller. So I was right. See, this is great. The wonderful thing about having my wife who keeps my life on track is I know that in the background she's watching this and shooting me messages as well. So that's very helpful. So really cool. Simultaneous release all the way across the board. So we'll have the ebook, audiobook, paperback, hardcover, and hopefully in the future, for all those for sure are going to be coming out at the same time or right about the same time. So really cool stuff. Emily Wu Zeller. So really cool thing. Definitely look into that narrator. She's fantastic. I had to go through a ton of auditions for this series. And when we got to her, we started listening and we were like, whoa, this is the person. And so really cool stuff. Let me quick pull this open. So real quick, theme of this book. I want to talk about this book, the theme of this book a little bit. So with this, right? So Red X Wolf, this is definitely one of those books where it's all about someone who's going out there and working hard to become a master of their craft and still getting kind of disparaged by the people around her before little things like it's like political games going on around her. And so she's going out there and she's just doing amazing things. And the great thing is, even if she's not getting the recognition she deserves on the island, the system in place is still recognizing what she does by empowering her skills and helping her to level up and do other cool things. And so the magic system in this is really fun. Each one of these is tailored to each individual person in the world, not each individual character in the book, but each individual person in the world. And so it generates classes and skills based off of usage of skills and off of the personality and and bloodline of the person in the story or in the world. And so all that means is, when I say bloodlines, it doesn't mean like kings are going to have the very best thing and peasants are going to have nothing. It's just that you can, if you have someone who has a more potent set of classes and skills, their kids have more modifiers to their skills. Like it slightly changes how each one is modified. And so each skill technically and theoretically has the same amount of power as any other skill, but there are modifiers that can make it function in really interesting and more broad ways, which is cool. So that's kind of what's going on here with Red X Wolf, and I'm really hoping that you guys are as excited as I am, but I doubt it because this has been an amazing experience. Let's talk about the second book in the series, which is going to be all right. The second book in the series is called Cinderbella, and it is not Cinderella. It is Cinderbella or Cinder X Bella. It's a fun one, and I think that for me, this is the one that has the most. All of them are great with character development. This one I would say is the most intense character development of the quintology. And I say that only because it is one character who is, Cinderella, essentially, but definitely not for good legal reasons. Her name is Bella, right? Isabella Vigatori. Isabella Vigatori is under the thumb of her evil stepmother, as you may assume. And she has to figure out how to take her very, very common classes. Remember how I was just talking about how this the power system has modifiers and stuff like that. They rate them, but it doesn't have a real true meaning. So she has very common power set, and she has to figure out how to use that. And as you might imagine, it has something to do with small animals and mice and things like that. And so it's really fun to see her going out there and finding ways to be self-reliant and defiant, making things happen, have grand dreams and aspirations, and be constantly searching for ways to make them happen, no matter what else is going on. And because of that, this is based off of my sister Amber, who is super awesome. And just like I said with the main character, it's based on Amber, who is always going out there, finding new ways to succeed, finding new ways to help people and bring cool things into her life and the life of those around her. So that's a fun little thing for me, is just a little background, little look-see into Dakota's life outside of writing. But yeah, so this one is based off of my sister Amber, who is super cool. And this one is absolutely stuffed with jokes and puns and Easter eggs that I'm not even sure that I'm not sure everyone's going to find even most of them, which I'm super happy about. As I'm sure anyone who's around me when I'm working, or anyone who's in the Discord when I'm working, or just a part of this at all, is in the room or in the chat room as I'm going, and it just sounds a lot like this. Isabella Vigatori is doing this thing, and then she's okay, backspace. Okay, and then she does this instead. Is essentially how the whole thing sounds. So it's super duper fun. This one comes out on May 20th. So that's a really cool thing about how this series is going to work. Is it is every other month from March 18th until November. So May 20th is book 2. Again, these are all done. And so while these are releasing, what I'm going to be doing in the background is writing more books so that you can have more books from me much more consistently, much more regularly. I'm going to try to make sure that I have a book for you every few months for as far into the future as I can. I can hear my wife in the distance saying, "Oh, under promise and over deliver." And I'm trying to do that, but I'm really excited about all of this, and I love writing, and I can't wait to get more out to you. So in this one, Isabella is obviously working to get out from under the thumb of her evil stepmother. And to do that, she is enlisting the aid of a powerful prince, Prince Cinder. And the only things I'm only picking things from the blurb that I can talk about, so I'm not going to give away too much. And Prince Cinder is obviously the prince of the kingdom. And so during the masquerade, she's trying to find ways to warn the kingdom of her evil stepmother and the dark deeds she is planning. So fun things. Let's get to questions real quick. We'll pause there for a moment. I have 72 more comments to look at. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Ooh. Nope, I was wrong. 72 total. Is that what you sound like, Danielle? Paul would like to know. Thank you, Noodle. I really appreciate that. No, she doesn't sound like that. I can't make my voice sound as nice and warm as kind as my wife's, so I just make a caricature. So there's that. Yeah. Let's see. Hoping to finish 3 more books in the year. Yep. I'm really thank you, Terry. Terry says, I'm really psyched for the new series. I can't wait to listen to them. Awesome. I really think that you guys are going to enjoy them. I have a whole bunch of, I've been writing like copy and blurbs and ads and things like that for this. And all like what I keep coming back to is good, clean, fun, right? It's good, it's clean, it's fun. So it works in 2 ways. Books dads can read with their daughters. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to like put words to action. I'm going to go and get these books and I'm going to read them to my daughter to make sure like not only does she love them because I've been telling her stories since she was a baby, but I'm going to prove that I think it's fully acceptable for any age range, which is cool. And there's enough action, enough fun, and enough like intrigue and things going on, just like general vibe to all this, that mothers can read it to sons, fathers can read it to daughters, fathers and sons can be reading at the same time, mothers and daughters, any combination you want to do there. Just start like an in-home book club. That's what I'm going for. So please check it out. And yeah, come over to Cinderbella and see what is in store for that poor stepdaughter. All right, let's get on to the next book. And I just want to remind everyone, at any time, please feel free to send in questions, comments, anything like that I can read off. Please definitely ask questions, anything you want to know. I'm here for you, here to talk about it. Robin says, I got to watch bits and pieces of him writing it. I'm dying to actually read the whole story. Yeah, thanks. It's super fun. That's all I'm going to say. Let's get to the next book, which is this one. All right. So that is Beauty X Beast. So Beauty X Beast or Beauty Beast is a super fun one. So the tagline for this one is super fun. It's metal hearts and war machines. Fight for freedom or surrender to fate. Yeah. Oh, it's good. And this one, this lovely thing, is based on actually myself and my wife. So I obviously took the most beautiful character in all of fairy tale history. And who else could that possibly be based on? Only my wife, Danielle. So the main character in this is named Danielle. So you're gonna see a lot of name drops in here between her and myself. And it very much is kind of how I see our relationship, is her as a brilliant, bookish, lovely lady, and me as this monster in the basement working and tinkering on his own mechanical monsters, or in my case, books. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing if it comes out true to form, where I captured our personalities well. I hope I did. I'll need people who know me, so all of you are gonna have to get to know me. So like dinner at my place on. No, wait. No, let's all meet up at Dragon Con and hang out and get to know each other. I want to know if what I wrote is who I am and who my wife is. So you're gonna have to meet all of us. So hope that's fun with you. Now, real quick before I do this, I'm gonna drink my magic water. As you know, it's magical. It's Spellegrino magic water. I am not paid by Pellegrino. I just like the name of it. So got that going for me. All right. So Metal Hearts and War Machines. Let's talk about Beauty X Beast. So in this, and I'm only giving, like I said, only giving you stuff from the blurb here. Danielle is the daughter of the town tinkerer, and has grew up with classes and skills that are kind of working against what she wants in life, but she is leveling them up so quickly because they're not based on what she can do, but how others perceive her. And so, because of that, because she's advancing them and getting so many levels and doing so well, the system is rewarding her constantly for doing so well in the class. And so it's definitely the character is fighting against the world itself, trying not to become what is trying to make her become. And so eventually what's going to happen is a relentless, newly raised noble, Baron Gastile Leiter, right? I really hope someone gets my puns, man. But Baron Gastile Leiter comes into town, and he's tasked with recruiting for the war efforts for the kingdom. And when he finds her, having a full class, also known as an adult class, she's given a class that she doesn't want, and unfortunately for her, the first person she meets after getting it is Baron Gastile. And so he demands her hand in marriage, because who better than the most beautiful woman in the lands to help someone move through the different stages of the social hierarchy? Obviously she refuses him, and so he gives her two options: let her father die branded as a traitor just because he can, marry him, or do the impossible, which is go out there and convince the system-forsaken battle beast, the cursed Comte, to return to the war efforts. And she chooses the impossible. So it's going to be super fun. I hope you guys go out there and love this. This one is coming out July 22nd. So, you're going to celebrate America's freedom. It's going to be amazing, 4th of July. And then just a short while after that, really fantastic book coming and going to be there. And obviously you'll have read the first two, so you're going to have a good idea of how the system works. You're going to have a good idea of what's going to be going on with these books. And you'll know that it is going to be twisted way past what your expectation of this fairy tale ever would be to make it lit RPG. So I'm really excited to see how much everyone loves these. Whew. Oh, and my lovely wife is over here throwing in links, and I also have these as really cool links, so I can just throw in there. I have these nice short ones that look really pretty. So I have this one, it's just Genius Red X Wolf, and then this next one is Cinder X Bella. And then I'll throw in Beauty X Beast for you, because I'm a technical sort of person. I want to make sure people have the things that they want. So they'll drop. Oh, I already have that one. Beauty X Beast. There it is. Boop. And there you go. So yes, there's those fun things. So let's talk about real quick the writing process. So yeah, my daily routine working on this one, I kind of had mentioned this already, but I took about, I want to say 7 months in total to write this 5-book series. And that's like, when I say it took this amount of time to write, I kind of mean what I actually mean is the time I sat down and I said, go, right? And started actually typing. Before that, I had done character design. I had done system design. I had done lots of outlining and other fun things. So that's kind of my process when I get going on all this stuff. I get all of that out of the way. I get all of it set up, and I then what I like to say is it's kind of like digging ditches. If you know the size of the ditch you're going to dig, and you have it lined, you know where you're going to stop, you have your tools, you have your wheelbarrow to get everything out of the way, all you have to do is sit down and shovel dirt until it's done, right? In this case, it's like shoveling diamonds, but whatever. The word mines, if you've met any authors who may they may know about the word mines. It's a very common phrase. But yeah, so if you can just go in there and do that, and you do that whole thing from start to finish, it's a lot easier to write an entire series in under a year and then get it out the next year. So I'm very jazzed and very excited to see what you guys think, because it's really good. Everyone who's tried it so far is liking it a lot. Also, if you want to go now, the first 3 books, I believe, are up on my Patreon account. So you can always go over there and read 3 books ahead of what is currently out. 4 books actually are out total are not published, because one of them is for the next series that I was going to write for this year. However, I got such an amazing offer working with Tantor on this series that I could not rush in and do this whole thing from start to finish. But that means that if you wanted to, you could go and see the books that are coming out in 2026. One of them is already done, finished, ready to read over there. And you'll be able to see the new stuff coming out with Completionist Chronicles in the next month or so here. So that'll be fun. So if you ever want to go to Patreon, I suppose I can pull a link up for that. I don't typically keep that one on hand. What? My page. Go to Dakota. There we go. What is the C thing? They added a new letter to it. Huh. Okay, cool. I'll drop that in there just in case you guys want to get ahead on the reading. You can pop in there. If not, so also I will mention what's on Patreon is not the edited version. It's not the final version. So if you want to go in there and see what it was originally, and then when on release day come out and say like, oh wow, look at the changes, look at how much he took. The feedback from people on my Patreon, it's really cool because they can really like what they say and what they point out. I really try hard to make sure I address so that they are having an active role in shaping the series that I write. So if that's something that interests you, pop on over to Patreon, check it out. I should take a sip of water. Yeah. Cool. Let's see, any more comments? And Eric heard on Facebook, this is usually temporary. Wait a moment, then try again. Okay. I really hope that wasn't something that showed up to the rest of you. Okay. Let's see. John says, is there a discount for pre-order? Is it on BookFunnel? So unfortunately I can't. So again, I made a really cool deal for the audio rights with Tantor, who's a division of Recorded Books. So they're essentially if not the largest, they are one of the largest audio distributors on the planet, which is really neat. And so they came to me directly, and I got to do this really cool deal with them and Tantor. And part of that though is that I had to do simultaneous release with them on the platforms that they are going to be launching it on. And so in this case, it's going to be Amazon, Audible. They're going to be doing a lot more worldwide. So this series is going to go out to libraries. If you are people that like to get stuff from sources outside of Audible, this is going to be a wide series. Like for Audible, you're going to be able to get it anywhere that you like to listen to it, including Spotify, which is going to be really cool. So I hope you guys love that. Let's see. Questions here. So yeah, the point of that, there is no pre-order. However, if you are a member of my Patreon account, which I did just post a link to that, and again, this was not an intent for me to like push my Patreon here, but if you are a patron of mine at the $5 tier or plus, you'll get the books weeks ahead of anyone else, because I can. So you will get it from BookFunnel from there, and you can read it on your Kindle device or anywhere else you want to read it. So that's really cool. So basically only patrons are getting this one in advance, unfortunately. I love getting it out to people in advance. I love that sort of stuff. I just think it's neat. Taylor Swift does cool things with that stuff. I want to do what she does, but not sing. I can't. But yeah, I want to do what she does in business and make cool things happen. So yeah, just if you want to go over there, check it out. That'd be awesome. So Kelly says, starting to write the next book in a week or two. Yes. So the way that it's working out is I have a few more administrative tasks to do, but I'm starting the official outlining process of the U series in the Completionist Chronicles this upcoming week. And that is going to be awesome. So I'm currently, if anyone here is a member of the Kickstarter for the Completionist Chronicles Ritualist, then what you'll find is an email from me or from Kickstarter that is, or if you are designing a ritual, a side character, or anything like that, you got an email earlier today, and I'm going to take all of the feedback from everyone and use that in my official outlines. Right now, I have like 30 some odd pages of just brain dump. Here's what I want to see happen for the next several books. And I'm going to be organizing that into nice, polite outlines, and then turning it into cool stories, and then writing. So in the next, I'd say two to 3 weeks, I'm going to be starting writing the next book in the Completionist Chronicles, and that should be done real fast once we get going. Like we're gonna because I'm gonna do outlines for all 3 books, and then I'm gonna go from 1 to 2 to 3, or in this case from book 12 to 11. Or I'm sorry, 12 to 13 to 14. So yeah, we'll have, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. My math is correct. I'm going to drink more water, but yes, so that'll be happening really quick. Let's see. I will be live writing the Completionist Chronicles on Discord in case anyone wants to know. Mr. Ed says, how many books left in CC? Yes, I misspoke because in my head, I'm already writing the next 3, which means that there's 6 more after that. 9 more books total. So there's going to be 20 total books in the Completionist Chronicles. Yes. All right. Gabriel says, do you have an option where we can get an autographed bundle? Yes. So as soon as I have these books on hand, I will have that. I will make that available. Now, if you want it as a bundle, that's a little harder just because I'm not going to probably send out like these books 6 months in advance of them coming out. But what I could do is just like have you buy it, and then I can individually mail them to you. Boom, 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 boom. So you get them ahead of release so that you have them all. So, and then you don't have to pay extra shipping. I'll take care of that. So we'll make something like that happen. Don't worry. I've heard you sing. It's not terrible. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. All right, cool. Let's talk about the next book in this series. Okay, if I can open the thing. Okay, so we did Beauty. That was based on Danielle because, yeah. Next is Rob Punzel. Oh, yeah. This one's super duper fun. I mean, all right, here's the cool thing. Like I said, these are all a series of standalones. So that means that each book is a full self-contained story. Also, it also means that there's an overarching plot line for the series as a whole. And so you'll see characters that come back. You'll see characters that are doing things in future books. They're interconnected. They're all on the same planet. And so, yeah, so it's a really fun thing to write a full self-contained story while also being able to weave in stuff and then kind of bring them back in future stuff. But yeah, so in this one with Rob X Punzel or Rob Punzel, it's a super duper fun one. And as with every single one of them, as soon as I finished it, I said, this has to be book number 1. And then I was like, no, it's got to be this one. And no, this one is the best one. I got to write this one. This has got to be number 1. And but luckily, I have fantastic people in my Discord and in my Patreon who say like, hey, look, if you look at Red Wolf, that one is definitely where you do the best job describing how the magic system works. That one should really stay as number 1 for like release purposes. And I was like, oh man, you guys are smart. I'm not thinking straight. I'm just too excited with this series. But Rob Punzel, almost, I still almost put it in as number 1 because it is that good. So first off, this is we'll talk about this. Rebecca Punzel is the main character, Rebecca Punzel. So she grows up in the orphans. She grows up as an orphan in the slums, and in a country, a kingdom that is entirely focused on combat. Right in this place, it's only known as the Brutal Kingdom for reasons you'll have to read to find out. But the Brutal Kingdom, the Brute Kingdom, is might makes right. You can have anything you want so long as you have the power to hold on to it. So long as you have the strength to hold it. And so she, Rebecca Punzel, without any combat classes, is growing up knowing that she will never rise through the social hierarchy, never rise through like the to wealth or power, because she cannot hold on to it. And how the magic system works is at 10 years old, everyone gains their first class, known as their basic class. And with that, you can earn up to 3 different skills within that class. At 14, you earn a secondary class. And based on the performance of your first class and how many skills you unlocked and how high you were able to level them, you get a new class and you get new skills. Same thing for your adult class at 18. And so also known as your full class. And so at her 10-year-old class, her child class, her basic class, if you will, comes with skills that basically give her very shiny hair, right? Things that no one in a world focused on combat potential wants. And so she is super studious and dedicated, and she's going out there and working really hard. And even the world itself seems to be working against her no matter what she does. At 14, at 14, she goes out and gets her new class, and that's when everything goes wrong. She's worked really hard. She's figured out her job. She's got a stable life going for her. She's figured out a way to get ahead and just like be someone who lives a good life. But at 14, all of that falls apart. And you'll have to see why. But essentially what happens, and again, from the blurb, every valuable in reach just seems to keep getting tangled into her hair. And overnight, practically, she's blacklisted from working at any reputable business. And so real quickly, she has to turn to a life of crime. And in the Thieves Guild, she makes a name for herself as Goldilocks. I can't help myself, you guys. It's too good. There's so many great things and so many stories and so many fairy tales woven into these stories. And I really hope you guys love them so much. Unfortunately, one of her jobs goes wrong. And so she's marked by an alchemist as a source of an endless source of magical material. So she has only one option when faced with overwhelming, unstoppable power, and that is to run. However, we all know that's not going to work for her, right? So instead, she's going to stake everything on climbing the Brute Queen's battle tower. And so that's right. This book turns into a tower climber. So I really hope that you enjoy Rob Punzel climbing the battle tower. So this book is based off of my cousin, Rebecca. So again, Rebecca Punzel. So you'll see that there. And Rebecca is an amazing artist. She's also an amazing person who works in city government in, I'm not going to say specifics here, but she works in city government trying to do town beautification and other really cool projects that make the whole city a better place to live, which is really neat. And as an artist herself, it's really neat to do this. So her brand, if you ever want to look up her art and support her, grab some art. It's cool. So she's Damsel of Distress, right? She's just Damsel of Distress. And because she does distressed medium artwork. And so it's really cool. She came up with that. And then I said, hey, that will work really super cool for my book series. You mind if I riff off of that to make a series name? So I have Damsels of Distress because I thought it was such a cool name. She said yes. And so I named an entire main character after her and based it off of how I see her personality, which is persistent, generous, kind, and never giving up. So I hope you guys love Rob Punzel. Yeah. Okay. And then go back to questions for a moment. Take a breather. Take a deep breath. Things are great. All sorts of lovely. All right. That hair is the real star of the show, says Paul. Thank you. Yes. Robert says you're the king of punny. I appreciate you. Let's see. Can't help but think of One Piece and having her name be Goldilocks. Yeah, you know what? She would make a really great One Piece character. So yes, I appreciate that, Steven. Cool. Whew. Cameron says more puns the better. Hey, you get it. I appreciate it. Let's talk about let's see, deleted scenes, things that didn't make the cut. How about instead let's so I have a kind of a script here of things that I can use to keep conversation flowing, because essentially I'm talking to myself in a room here. So desperately hoping people put in comments and things so that I can, spin off of there. But I put together my own list to make sure I didn't fall too flat here. I want to talk about one particular scene that happened when I was writing this book. So here's the thing that happened in real life is, so I am a network security expert, right? And I did all sorts of certifications. I've had tons of training. I have all these amazing things that I've done, like with the military, with other things like that, that make it so that I should be really on top of my game when it comes to this stuff. And yet a real life thing happened where I nearly got scammed. Someone called me on the phone and told me that that they were the police and I had missed jury duty of all things, right? So they're like, hey, you missed jury duty. And so we're going to give you, you need to stay on the line or you're going to get arrested. And I was like, I don't know what the heck. And they're like, well, you sound like a good, a law-abiding citizen. I was like, well, no crap, man. I don't go anywhere or do anything. So it's really hard to screw that one up. And they're like, okay, well, you need to blah, 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 do all this stuff. And I was freaking out, man. I was totally hook, line, and sinker until I started going. And they're like, all right, so here's what you're going to do. You got to swing over here and you need to bring cash with you. And then, okay, you don't actually bring cash. You deposit cash in this thing and you deposit it as crypto and you get this receipt. And as soon as there was money involved, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting scammed right now. And so obviously I did not give them any money. I didn't do any of that fun stuff, but I did, I called the police station and I merged them in. So I merged them in and I said, hey, officer, whatever it was, I said, this person on the line is claiming to be with your station. Could you please make sure that this is a real thing? Do all that. And immediately the scammer hung up. And so I had a nice, little conversation with the police about, safety and not believing everything on the phone. But man, they almost got me. And so if I hadn't had my lovely wife there to help me kind of keep my head, they may have made off with some of my money. And so that became a scene in this book. And so when you're reading it, I really hope you look for that and just watch what she does in retaliation, because it's what I wish I would have been able to do. So one of those fun things that I really hope that real life experience translates well into the literary world. All right, so let's now talk about the next thing here. Oh, Gabriel says, I literally just got a scam call 40 seconds ago about selling a house. Yeah, watch out for those, man. You can get quit claim things, where you give them your house by signing one document. That's some crazy crap. Watch out for those scams, guys. Stay safe out there. It is a weird and dangerous world sometimes. But talking about weird and dangerous worlds, let's talk about the next book, the final book, book 5 in Damsels of Distress for now. The final book for now. All right, let's go. Hope has soft edges, daggers do not. Oh, yes. Yes, that's right, friends. It's Snow Dwight. Oh, it's just so good. I love it. All right. So Snow Dwight is a lovely, fantastic story about a princess, her twin sister, and a bear. All right. Questions? Okay, so this is the story of Snow Weiss, or Snow Weiss, if you will. Thank you very much. And so Snow White was born with the I'm sorry, not born, but she was granted the system-based skill and class to have basically perfect leadership skills, the ability to read people's body language, the ability to talk with them and do cool things, like convince them to do things for her. Like, hey, I'm a princess. I would really like you to do this, move this thing from here to here. Yep. Okay, cool. And so she's able to convince people with words. Her twin sister, Rose Weiss, is a fiery twin who, instead of having the logical appeal that Snow uses, she can literally input her emotions on other people. And so the two of them together can convince people with word and emotion when they're working together. So it's a really cool combo. Um, while they're out on like their last vacation before having to take up their ruling class duties, they go on like I said, they go on vacation and they run into a bear and find out that it is a cursed a prince who is cursed into bear form. And so they break the curse on him entirely by accident. And as a way of saying thanks, he promises to come back and marry Snow someday in the far future. And obviously, when you're 13 and someone says, "I'm going to marry you someday," you say, "That's so nice. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate you." And then you're like, "I'm never going to see that dude again." Right? So I'm sure that you'll see some things like that, some elements of that showing up in this. So. Unfortunately, when they go back from their vacation, the kingdom quickly spirals into a bad, let's say a bad ending for some of the royals that are going on there. And Rose has to smuggle Snow out of the palace and quickly get her away from the person who has taken over, a powerful witch who puts the king in her thrall. And by getting Snow away, Rose sacrifices her own freedom. And so Snow, having gone from this life of basically being able to do what she wants when she wants, is now an exiled princess trapped in her own kingdom. And so not wanting to give up on family, not wanting to allow someone to take what is hers and she wants to go out there and fight. And so she goes out there and she finds 7 dangerous mentors who teach her their own flavor of influence. And so she goes out there, and this pampered princess has to learn how to fight, how to sneak, how to inspire, how to heal, how to wield poison, how to do all these things that a princess shouldn't have to do. And so she, with plans to eventually turn around and march on the palace and free her sister. So it's a really cool thing. It's a really fun story, and it is a lot more intense than the Snow White version would be. And it's this one I would say is a lot closer to like Brothers Grimm versions style. So because getting it to lit RPG, getting it out there as a lit RPG means that we have to do a lot of story expansion and a lot of cool things. So it's going to be a ton of fun. This one, in case, sorry, I just read some of those comments. In case Schrute, Dwight Schrute. Yeah, Snow X Dwight Schrute. That'd be fantastic. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. This story is based on my delightful sister Brianna, and the reason it's based on her is Brianna is someone who is a person who seems very calm. She's extremely well adjusted. She's a chiropractor, so she should be well adjusted. All right, and really calm. Really has a really great ambition. She really knows where she wants to go in life, and it's always so interesting to see what happens when someone steps out of line too far. I've never seen anyone else fight as hard for their family as my sister does, my sister Brianna, and because of that, she's the character here, the only one that I would go to war with, and so my sister Brianna is the basis of the character Snow Vice. So fun things there, bringing the whole family into this. So lots of cool things happening here. Please send any questions you guys might have. Becca. Oh yeah, hi Becca. And Becca, you should go back and look at the comments I had, because so in case Becca wasn't here for that, I based Rebecca Punzel, or Rob X Punzel, off of my cousin Becca. So she's pretty fantastic. And just wanted to throw that out there in case she hadn't missed that part. So go back and watch that, Becca, because it's fun. Yeah. So guys, it took me, 55 minutes just to get through the books, just to introduce those 5 to you. I'm really hoping you love this series, because it took a long time to write. It's been on my brain for years, and I love seeing how it all came together. And I went through and made it the tightest series the tightest 5-book series that I've ever written. Each book, again, fully self-contained. All 5 books really well linked, have good influences with each other, and yeah, so I did all of that, and then I went back to book 1 and I read through it to make sure it was all as perfect as I could make it. So much more time with editing, so much more time with lots of people going through and double checking and triple checking to make sure that it is perfect and fantastic. And yes, thank you. The covers, I wouldn't have even thought about it. So I'm a little bit colorblind. I don't want to say like I'm like full blown colorblind, but I am really bad with colors, right? Really terrible with colors. And so I've never put a lot of thought into specifics on this stuff. But I'm gonna see if I can't pull open one of these covers for you. I just want to show you this because thank you for bringing that up. It was a really, really good thing. Let's do Red X Wolf, right? Let's see if I can. Oops, that's the wrong button. Can I just share my screen? Yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. Let's do share screen. I want this particular thing, this JPEG share. Cool. Everyone see that? Yeah, you can see that. Cool. So really fun thing about these covers, okay? I went through and we did a ton of work, detail level all the way down. So super fantastic artists, but every little part of each of these has a lot going on, right? It's going to have filigrees that are specific to the book. It's going to have background things that are going on specific to the book. Like in this one, it's wolf tracks. In the next one, which is Cinder X Belly, you're going to see like cinders, ashes, and like fire and stuff going on behind. And each one of them talks a little bit about the power set of the characters. And so once you read the books, it will make so much perfect sense. But as is, it should give you a really fantastic idea of the storyline that you're getting into when you get to it. So the cool thing is, these are the first covers that I've had that are fully texturized, like as an image. I'm working to get like, I think it'd be really cool to do special editions where they're actually textured. That'd be really cool. But everything has textures. All of the text has is like paisley. It has its own art. Every part of this is art, which I just love. I absolutely love. Again, paisley stuff. I also went over this with a couple of my authors and a bunch of friends. There are intentional mistakes with the letters and with other things that you should look for when you're looking at these. It's just, I tried to make them fun from literally cover to cover. The other cool thing is the X is its own art set. So it's gonna, let's see how deep in here I can get. So it's its own art set because I'm going to turn this into like pins and stickers and other cool things like that. But you can get really highly detailed on this because it's its own art piece, which is fun. And the X is a massively important story structure thing, right? And I'm not going to spoil it because it's really cool, but essentially everything is base 10, so you can get up to like maximum of level 10 in your skills, so on and so forth. But X's and 10s and things like that are going to be hugely important through the series, so keep an eye on that and get ready to see this on a whole bunch of different things because it's super duper cool. All right, so yeah, so that's the covers, man. Thank you so much for pointing that stuff out because yeah, the closer you look, the more you're going to see, which is really, really fun. And same thing with the writing, I hope. Oop. That was the original. So yeah, so super duper fun. Hope you guys love all that fun stuff. And if you have any questions, I'm going to stick on for like 2-3 more minutes unless people just have a ton of, I love you too, Brianna. Brianna says, I'd go to war with you too. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are great. If there's anything else you guys want to know about, please do send in questions. Otherwise, I'll just read through comments. So yeah, I love that so much. That's my comfort show. So yes. Yeah, man. If I'm having a hard time and I need to not think, I'll watch The Office for the 50,000th time. That's fine. Just have it on rerun in the background. Good stuff. Oh yeah, it's giving me Once Upon a Time vibes, and I'm so here for that. Thanks, Mark. That's cool. Yeah, that is a fantastic series. It had nothing to do with this. So I remember watching it, and so I made sure to go out of my way to make sure there was zero correlation there. All right. Let's see. Any other characters inspired by the chiropractor of the family? Yeah, well, I mean, Rexus, obviously. So Jackson is her husband, also a chiropractor. And it's actually his photo as illustration on the cover of Rexus. That's Jason, with his permission, of course. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. And yeah, so each of these dedications at the start. Yeah, so you said you had dedications at the start. Essentially, the acknowledgments at the start of the book are going to be what I talked about here. It's going to be acknowledging each of my sisters, my lovely wife, and my cousin for allowing me to base my characters off of them, and also just for being there in my life, which is a wonderful thing. And family is awesome. So, hang out with yours if you can. Yeah. Let's see. When you see my ritual, I wrote all that out day one of the Kickstarter. Had no idea this project was going. Cool, Bubba. I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah, I like I said, all that Kickstarter stuff is coming in, and I'm really super jazzed to start writing on this. Rio says, let's see. Oh yes, are you? No, I'm not, Robin. I'm not. So Robin knows some of the issues that are going on with the covers, the intentional things. I'm not going to say them out loud. I want them to be fan theory stuff, so I'm not going to say it out loud. But yeah, it's fun. Troy is saying, just wondering if your kidney available. So Troy must have been around earlier today on my Discord when I was working, because yes, I do have a thing about kidneys. So we were talking about how some people, donate kidneys, and I said, well, I would have done so if I were younger, because when I was growing up, I had 4 kidneys, right? I did. And really neat thing. But I grew up, and now I have 2 kidneys and 2 adult knees, and so I can't spare any. It's just one of those things. Yeah. Becca says, love the series name, as you should. Kelly says, really makes you want a hard copy. I'm hoping to have those available really quick. Apollo's not. Hi, Apollo's. That actually would make a nice book cover or T-shirt for that matter. I hope so. I'm really hopeful that we can turn that into really cool things. Once upon a time. Oh my gosh, how did I miss that? Also, that's going to become ad copy. Thank you for that, Cameron. Once upon a time. Thank you. I love that. Chandra, take notes. Hurry. Let's see. Laura says, what is my favorite series Hope written so far? I wonder if that was a slight autocorrect on your, maybe it's the favorite series I've written so far. Oh man. So all I can ever say is my favorite series at any given time is the one I'm working on. And because the reason I say that is over time, anyone working at their craft becomes better at what they are doing, right? It doesn't matter if you're an artist, a engineer, whatever, right? Hopefully you're not getting worse at it, right? So for me, the more I write, the better I feel that I am at writing, and the better I am at writing good content. And so if I didn't love what I was doing, I wouldn't be doing it. I would stop, right? And so when I'm writing a book, I'm usually just absolutely in love with what I'm writing, which is the best feeling ever, man. Like I love being able to say I love what I do. And yeah, it works out super well. So cool stuff. So which one do I love the most? Well, the most recent one I've been writing is this series. So this is the series I love the most. Absolutely. Will the books come out in order? Will I have a CC come out in the middle? So these books are all on pre-order. I will likely have a CC come out in the middle of this. So each of the Damsels books are every other month. So March 18th, May 20th, July 22nd. Final one is coming out November. When was that pesky number 4? Come here, you. September 23rd, and then November 18th. So yeah, so every other month for 10 months then, right? So March, May, July, September, November. I will most likely have one, if not two, Completionist Chronicles come out in between there. So I can't give a specific date because I haven't written them. One. Number two, I haven't got them narrated. And number three, I don't want to mess with the release of this series either. So I'm gonna be very careful, but very I'm not gonna slow down just because I have other books coming out. I'm just gonna, make more hope that people will read all of them, right? Is that fair? Yeah, cool. Chandra in the background, I was making jokes. I said, take notes. She's watching. Thank you, Chandra. You're very sweet. Let's see. Frank Kirby says, hey, Coda. Hi, Frank. Steve says, it's why I don't mind if CC is taking a while to come out. You need to love what you're writing the moment, or your quality is likely to suffer. Absolutely, man. The nice thing is I do love writing, so it's great. Gabriel says, do you have a self-insert in this series, specifically in the beauty book? So I think Gabriel may be on my Discord or on my Patreon. Yes. So it is explicitly self-insert in the Beauty and the Beast series. So I'm not going to spoil it entirely, but I'll say that Beauty's name in the book is Danielle. That's all I'm going to say. You can work with incomplete information until that book comes out. I'm working on finding time to write a D&D campaign, and you're over here doing the whole worlds. Hey, man, it's really cool. So you are probably doing all sorts of other fun stuff too. I am doing only this. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going out there and working hard in other areas. I have no musical talent. I can't sing for a dang. I am partially colorblind, so I'm terrible at art. I've got writing, and so I'm so glad. I am so glad it's been working out, and I hope it keeps going, man. Let's do that. Jonathan says, where do I get into Discord and where's Patreon? So I have my Patreon. Here is the click, and then over here I have the I'll post this, and then there's the Discord. And so on the Discord, just get into the Dakota's channels, and then you'll see my you'll see where I write. I write in there's a category called Cal Creations, Dakota Crowd, and so just be in there. I'm in the Dakota. I say Dakota writes, and then whatever book I'm writing. Today it's Dakota's on admin time, so yes, I'll be in there tomorrow. If you're looking, 9 a.m. till probably around 3 o'clock. So if you're looking for me, that's where I will be. Come and see kind of what the process looks like in the background, and that's super fun. Cool, guys. That's it for me. I am absolutely wiped out. It's been a really long day. I sat at my computer for 40 minutes staring at the screen, waiting until I could finally hit the go live button. So thank you all so much again for coming out. I hope you absolutely love this series, and I know I do. So it should follow that other people will also love it. In the background, way more books coming out, way more regularly. And yeah, it's going to be great. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. And happy 2025. Yeah. It's supposed to be ending. Is it ending?